The chair would like to defer action or approval on the journal as we await the manifestations of some of our senator judges. However, having said that, before we end today's trial, regardless of the submission of the senator judges who manifested their intention to so submit their manifestations, we will have to approve the journal already so that we can furnish the parties with a copy, because as requested by counsel for the respondents, they would want an official copy of yesterday's ruling in order to afford them sufficient time to avail of whatever remedies they may want to seek in regard to the ruling in whole or in part. So for the information of the counsel for the parties, we shall be approving the journal within the day. You shall have a copy of the same before today's trial ends. This is also to inform the senator judges to make their submissions at the soonest possible time. Otherwise, it shall only be made part of the transcript and the records and will no longer be made part of the journal. So ordered, and for the information of the body, the clerk of court will please call the case before the impeachment court.
Case number 004-2026 in the matter of impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte.
Appearances of the parties, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honors. Same appearance for the prosecution. We are ready for the presentation of our next witness, Your Honor.
Appearances for the respondent.
Good afternoon, Your Honors. Same appearance for the defense.
May we know who on the part of the counsel, who among the panel of prosecutors or counsel from the panel of prosecutors will be presenting the witness?
This representation, Your Honor, will be presenting the next witness.
May I know likewise on the part of the counsel for respondents who will be standing on the other side? Will it be you, Attorney Villanueva?
That's correct, Your Honor.
You may proceed, lead prosecutor, call your first witness.
Your Honors, we are calling to the witness stand our next witness, the last witness for Article 4 threat, Attorney Melvin Matibag, ZNBI Director.
Kindly remain standing, Director Matibag. The clerk will kindly administer the oath to the witness. Kindly turn on the mic of the clerk of court.
You, Melvin A. Matibag, do swear that the evidence you shall give in the case now pending between the Philippines and Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
Yes, sir.
Kindly sit down, Director Matibag.
May we
Before
proceed?
the lead prosecutor proceeds with their direct examination, the chair would like to address the witness regarding certain matters. Director Matibag, the chair would like to remind and admonish you on behalf of the impeachment court to kindly avoid statements appertaining to individual members of this impeachment court. Without prejudice to any investigation you're undertaking, you may do so, but without need of issuing statements that may impinge upon the independence and or integrity of the court or the individual senator judges. And for this reason, for your information as well, Attorney Director Matibag, the statements made by Senators Senator Judge Alan Peter Cayetano and Senator Judge Pia Cayetano last July 15 pertaining to statements made by you and the video presented in the impeachment court shall be referred to the Senate as a legislative body and referred to the appropriate committee, specifically the Rules Committee, for its proper disposition and for the matter to be taken up thereat, and not in this impeachment court. I hope you will adhere and understand, Director Matibag, the
Yes, Your
reminder
Honor.
and the admonition of the chair.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Director Matibag. Lead prosecutor, the Honorable Luistro, you may proceed with your direct examination.
Your Honor, we are offering the testimony of witness NBI Director, Attorney Melvin Matibag, to prove the following. 1. Siya ang kasalukuyang direktor ng National Bureau of Investigation. 2. Matapos siyang italaga bilang direktor, may binuo siyang special task force para magsagawa ng investigasyon sa patuloy na mga pagbabanta sa buhay ng Pangulo. 3. May karagdagang investigasyon na isinagawa ang Special Task Force hinggil sa mga pagbabantang ginawa sa buhay ng Pangulo kasama ang pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente. 4. Ang pagbanta sa buhay ng Pangulo ay hindi lamang pagbanta sa kanyang buhay, kundi pagbanta sa pambansang seguridad. 5. Ang mga natuklasan at naging resulta ng Special Task Force mula sa karagdagang investigasyon. 6. Kilalanin at patunayan ang mga dokumento kaugnay ng nasabing investigasyon ng NBI. 7. Ang iba pang mga bagay na may kaugnayan at mahalaga sa nagaganap na impeachment trial ng Vice Presidente.
Comments, Your Honor.
Then,
Your Honor, as to the first purpose, we are willing to stipulate, Your Honor, that Attorney Matibag is the current NBI Director. In the interest of expediting the proceedings, no need to propound questions on that. Number 2, as to the task force, Your Honor, we would have to object thereto on the basis of them being irrelevant. Your Honor would just like to manifest for the record that such task force, Your Honor, was not part of the articles of impeachment as well as the impeachment complaint. There was no mention thereof, and this is tantamount to a new information. So, Your Honor, we just like to manifest for the record that the articles of impeachment is akin to a information that is filed in court, and the trials already started, and the prosecution cannot modify such information or articles of impeachment. For such will be a violation of our client's right to due process, particularly her right to be promptly and fully apprised of the exact charge against her. So any new information is irrelevant. Number 3, same objection, Your Honor, because the good counsel mentioned karagdagang investigation. So it pertains also to a new information which is irrelevant. Number 4, we would have to object because the good counsel used the word banta, which is a conclusion of fact. She mentioned it twice. So we are objecting on the basis of it being conclusions of fact. Number 5, as to the special task force, same objection, Your Honor, considering that, again, there was no mention of such new information in the articles of impeachment. Number 6 and 7 are okay, Your Honor.
would the lead prosecutor care to respond?
We would like to respond, Your Honor.
The lady may proceed.
Your Honor, maliwanag po sa naging banta ng Vice Presidente kaugnay ng November 23, 2024 na video. May kinausap siyang tao kaugnay ng kanyang banta sa buhay ng Presidente, ng First Lady at ng dating Speaker. Later, Your Honor, we will present that this special task force was specifically created for the purpose of furthering the investigation because of the possibility of seeing na hindi po mag-isa ang Vice Presidente sa bantang ito. In other words, Your Honor, the mention of special task force, including its creation at ang karagdagang investigasyon nito, passes the test of relevance. As a matter of fact, this is the very reason why we are presenting Attorney Melvin Matibag, the NBI Director, before the Honorable Impeachment Court. Your Honor, the defense likewise mentioned that Special Task Force was not mentioned in the articles of impeachment. Nais ko pong ibalik ang naging desisyon ng kagalang-galang na impeachment court kahapon, kaugnay ng mga dokumento which pertains to acts and omissions prior to 2022 and acts or omissions which were not specifically mentioned in the articles of impeachment. Ang mahalaga po dito, Your Honor, ay itong mga alegasyon or testimony to be presented ay may kaugnayan o relevant sa article of impeachment. It is not necessary that they be specifically mentioned in the articles of impeachment. Finally, Your Honor, they likewise raised the issue of due process of the respondent. It is very much apparent, Your Honor, since day one of our impeachment trial, the respondent is very well represented by her very much able defense panel. In other words, Your Honor, atin pong ibinibigay ang nararapat na due process sa respondent vice president in as far as this impeachment trial is concerned, kasama na po ang pagtistigo ni NBI Director, kaugnay ng Special Task Force at ang mga naging investigasyon nito.
Just a short rejoinder, Your Honor.
Counsel for respondent may do so before the chair makes a ruling on the offer and the comments to the offer. You may proceed, Attorney Binlon.
Your Honor, considering that the prosecution mentioned dates prior to the appointment of Director Matibag, then we would also add as basis for our objection his lack of personal knowledge.
Noted. Chair will now make a ruling. Chair reminds the lead prosecutor to skip the introduction and preliminary questions with respect to the witness being the current NBI Director, having been admitted by the counsel for respondent. Insofar as the phrase banta is concerned, Chair would like to remind the senator judges that that is indeed a conclusion which the prosecutors will seek to prove. For our purposes, tawagin na lamang natin o ituring na lamang natin ang mga pahayagang binitiwan ng ikalawang Pangulo. But lead prosecutor, kindly let the witness testify and characterize it as such if he will, but it should come from the witness and not from any of the counsel for the parties. As to the task force was formed on April 16, 2026, after the impeachment complaints have been filed. Although the impeachment complaint was filed before the Senate in May, the impeachment complaints were already filed prior to the formation of the task force. And as a last point, this, if at all, would show persistence, absence or lack of it, which is an element of the crime of grave threats which the prosecution is seeking to prove. Again, not through their statements, but through the witnesses they will be presenting in the person today of Director Matibag. The chair will therefore allow the testimony, and the counsel for the respondent may object at any time with respect to the points he raised, and the chair will rule each time an objection is raised regarding that matter without prejudice. I'm already seeing what Attorney Binloan will do because he's reaching for the mic. Without prejudice to the counsel, of course, making a continuing objection with respect to his observations to the offer, so that we would abbreviate the proceedings and he won't need to object each time, if at all, it is brought up. Would that be correct, Attorney?
Yes, Your Honor, we register our continuing objection and everything subject to cross, Your Honor.
Noted. The lead prosecutor may proceed. Your witness.
Mr. Witness, pakisabi po ang inyong pangalan, edad, at iba pang pagkakakilanlan.
Ako po ay si Attorney Melvin Matibag na kasalukuyang Director ng National Bureau of Investigation. Ang aming pong tanggapan ay may address na 9th floor Philinvest Cyber Zone Building, Diosdado, Macapagal, Pasay City.
Nabanggit mo na ikaw ay isang abogado. Gaano ka na katagal sa nasabing propesyon?
29 years po.
Saan ka nagtapos ng iyong abogasya?
Sa Ateneo Law School po.
Bago ang iyong abogasya, ano ang una mong inaral sa kolehiyo?
Ako po ay nagtapos ng Bachelor of Arts, major in Philosophy sa University of Santo Tomas.
Pagkatapos naman ng abogasya, Mr. Witness, ano ang iyong inaral kung mayroon man?
Nag-aral po ako ng Masters of Law, major in Corporate and Finance Law sa Wayne State University, Detroit, Michigan, USA po.
You are here as NBI Director. Bago ka itinalaga bilang NBI Director, ano ang iyong mga naging trabaho kung mayroon man?
Bago po ako itinalaga na NBA Director, kasalukuyan po ako naglilingkod bilang Dean o Dekano ng Lyceum Alabang College of Law.
Nabanggit mo na ikaw ay dating Dean ng Lyceum College of Law, Alabang. Bukod sa pagiging Dean, ano pa, kung mayroon man, ang iyong naging trabaho bagong iyong pagkatalaga bilang NBI Director?
Ako po ay nanungkulan na rin sa iba't ibang kapasidad sa ilalim po ng iba't ibang administrasyon. Una-una po rito bilang Director ng Laguna Lake Development Authority sa administrasyon po ni dating Pangulong Gloria Macapagal Arroyo.
Nabanggit mo na ikaw ay naglingkod bilang Director ng Laguna Lake Development Authority panahon ng dating Pangulo, Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Ano pa, Mr. Witness, kung mayroon man, ang iyong naging trabaho bago ka itinalaga bilang NBI Director?
Sa administrasyon po din ng dating Pangulong Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, ako rin po ay nanungkulan bilang General Manager ng Manila International Airport Authority at sa administrasyon din po ng dating Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte, ako rin po ay nanungkulan sa iba't ibang kapasidad po.
Nabanggit mo na sa ilalim ng administrasyon ni Pangulong Duterte, nanungkulan ka rin sa gobyerno. Ano itong mga posisyon mo sa gobyerno na iyong nabanggit?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance.
Your Honor, may I
Counsel may
respond?
answer. Counsel may respond
The
rather.
prosecution, Your Honor, is establishing the competence of the witness, the qualification as an official of the government. We are establishing, Your Honor, that he is loyal to his duty regardless of the principal he is serving.
Wind up with your preliminaries, counsel. Witness may answer. Objection overruled.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ako po ay nanungkulan bilang Presidente at CEO ng National Transmission Corporation mula po noong January 2017 hanggang Marso 2022 at pagkatapos doon ako po ay tinalaga bilang Cabinet Secretary po ng dating Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Kaugnay pa rin ng iyong pagiging NBI Director. Kailan ka itinalaga sa nasabing posisyon?
Ako po ay nai-appoint noong pong February 20 ng kasalukuyang taon po.
Mr. Witness, bilang NBI Director, ano ang iyong mga responsibilidad at kapangyarihan kung iyong nalalaman?
Objection, Your Honor. We already stipulated on this matters. No need for the Director to
Your Honor?
elaborate.
Did you stipulate, counsel, as well as with the powers, responsibilities of
We're willing to stipulate, Your Honor, as what
The
the law
Director?
provides.
Your Honor, regardless of the position of the defense to stipulate on the fact pertaining to the powers and responsibilities of the NBI Director, it is the position of the prosecution that since this is a constitutional process, mahalaga po na marinig ng ating mga iginagalang na senator judges Ganon din ng mga kababayang nanonood kung ano talaga ang responsibilidad at kapangyarihan ng isang NBI director.
Understood, Counsel, but it has been stipulated already by Counsel for the respondent. So kindly go straight to the matter at the soonest possible time. You're on a short leash with respect to the preliminaries on the qualifications of the witness. Kindly proceed, ma'am.
Mr. Witness, ano ang iyong mga kapangyarihan at responsibilidad kung iyong nalalaman?
Ang kasama po dito sa aking mga responsibilidad, ang una-una na po, we are the primary investigating authority ng ating pong bansa. Kung kaya po, ito po ay aming mandato na mag-imbestiga sa anumang usapin o mga maaring krimen na pumapasok sa amin. At kasama rin po dito ang pagbabalangkas ng mga polisiya at pagbubuo po ng mga units or division kung kinakailangan at ang pagmamanage din po administratively po ng aming opisina.
Sa mga kapangyarihan at responsibilidad na iyong binanggit, ano ang araw-araw mong ginagampanan kung mayroon man at kung iyong nalalaman?
Ang araw-araw pong pagbabantay at pakikipag-ugnayan sa aming mga ahente dahil po sa araw-araw namin pag-iimbestiga ng iba't iba pong usapin na pumapasok po sa aming ahensya.
Kaugnay pa rin ng mga binanggit mong kapangyarihan at responsibilidad, ano ang pinakamabigat mo na responsibilidad bilang NBI Director kung iyong nalalaman?
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for an opinion.
Witness may answer. I think witness is competent enough to answer that question.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Ang akin pong, hindi lamang po bilang primary investigating agency, kundi ang amin pong primerong ginagawa ay ang pagbabantay para po sa ating mga taong bayan at bantayan din po ng ating konstitusyon ay may patupad at siguraduhin na hindi po nagkakaroon ng kaguluhan at ligalig para ito po ay puksain, habulin at amin pong kung kinakailangan ay kasuhan ang mga taong lumalabag po sa amin pong mandatong binabantayan.
Chair would like to remind the lead prosecutor to go into the meat of her direct examination already. I think we've heard enough of the preliminaries insofar as Director Matibag is concerned. Kindly
May we
proceed, ma'am.
Your Honor. Mr. Witness, naririto ka upang tumistigo sa impeachment trial na ito. Ano ang pagkakakilanlan ng respondent sa impeachment trial na ito kung iyong nalalaman?
Malinaw naman po na ang nasasakdal po sa impeachment trial na ito ay ang ating pong Vice Presidente na si Vice President Sara Duterte.
Bukod sa ang respondent ay ang Vice Presidente, ano pa kung mayroon man ang pagkakakilanlan ng respondent sa impeachment trial na ito?
Base po sa aking mandato bilang direktor nang ako po ay pumasok sa aming opisina, lahat po ng mga kasong nakabinbin at mga amin na naipasok sa Department of Justice ay aking pong niribisa at tiningnan upang akin po itong masubaybayan. At isa po sa mga kasong aking nakita rito, ang respondent po rito ay ang ating pong Vice Presidente kung saan po siya ay kinasuhan ng aming Cybercrime Division ng grave threat at inciting to sedition na kasalukuyan po ngayong nakabinbin sa Department of Justice.
Nabanggit mo na ang respondent ay may kasong grave threat at inciting to sedition sa DOJ. Mr. Witness, ano pa kung mayroon man ang pagkakakilanlan ng respondent sa impeachment trial na ito?
Ang ating pong Vice Presidente kasalukuyang ating pong subject sa ating continuing investigation dun po sa pagbabanta at plano na pagpatay po sa ating Pangulo, sa First Lady at sa dati pong Speaker of the House.
Mr. Witness, may binanggit ka na continuing investigation ng NBI. Ano ang iyong ginawa kung mayroon man kaugnay ng ongoing investigation ng NBI na iyong binanggit?
Tayo po ay nagtatag ng tinatawag ko ni Special Task Force po sa pamamagitan ng pag-create po ng isang administrative order kung saan bumalangkas po tayo ng mga miyembro ng aming pong opisina para sila po ang magtuloy ng investigasyon na ito at mag-monitor po ng mga kailangang gawin.
Kaugnay pa rin ng binanggit mong Special Task Force. Ano ang kahalagahan nito sa investigasyon na ginagawa ng National Bureau of Investigation?
Napakahalaga po para sa amin sapagkat from our law enforcement perspective, ang ginawa pong banta ng Vice Presidente ay tinatrato na namin hindi banta kundi isang plano para po sa pagpatay sa ating Pangulo. And that is a threat to the President which we consider also na threat po sa ating national security.
Mr. Witness, anong katunayan mayroon ka? Kaugnay ng iyong binanggit na binuong Special Task Force upang mag-imbestiga sa lahat ng banta sa buhay ng Presidente, kasama na ang pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente.
Meron po akong in-issue na Administrative Order number 11 noong April 16 ng kasalukuyang taon po.
At kung ipapakita sa iyo ang kopya ng Administrative Order number 11, ito ba ay makikilala mo?
Opo.
Your Honor, may we request that AO number 11, previously marked as Exhibit P429, be flashed. We likewise request, Your Honor, that Attorney Kyle Kapunan, assisting counsel, be allowed to approach the witness for confirmation of the document.
Assisting counsel for the prosecution may approach, and likewise, assisting counsel for the respondent may approach to confirm and validate the document being shown to the witness. Likewise, the tech, through the clerk of court, is instructed to kindly flash in the screens the document being referred to by the lead prosecutor, the Honorable Luistro. Kindly zoom it in, please.
Mr.
Thank you.
Witness,
Your Honor, can we be
Attorney
given time
Binloan
to
is
comment?
recognized.
Your Honor, we manifest for the record, Your Honor, that the document is a photocopy.
So noted. Does the lead prosecutor confirm the observation of the counsel for respondents while we are awaiting, the respondent rather,
Your Honor,
while we are awaiting for their review of the document?
Your Honor, after the confirmation of the document, the prosecution will be requesting for the transfer of marking to a certified true copy, Your Honor.
At a later time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Noted. Counsel may proceed when she's ready.
Mr. Witness, ipinapakita sa iyo ngayon, may we request the assisting counsel to please show the document to the witness?
Attorney Kapunan, kindly.
Mr. Witness, ipinapakita sa iyo ngayon ang isang dokumento na may pamagat na Administrative Order number 11. Ano ang kaugnayan nito sa binanggit mo kanina na Administrative Order number 11 na kung saan nabuo ang Special Task Force?
Ito po yung aking dokumentong binabanggit.
Sa pangalawang pahina ng Administrative Order number 11, makikita ang isang lagda sa taas ng pangalang Attorney Melvin Matibag. Kaninong lagda ito, Mr. Witness?
Sa akin po.
Your Honor, may we manifest that AO number 11 has been previously marked as Exhibit P429, and we just want to place on record the request for the transfer of marking at a later time to the certified true copy, Your Honor.
Noted.
Kaugnay pa rin ng Administrative Order number 11, Mr. Witness. Ano ang komposisyon ng Special Task Force kung iyong nalalaman?
Ito po ay binubuo ng iba't ibang division na pinamumunuan po ng aming pong team leader na Deputy Director for Operations at dalawa po na assistant team leader sa pangunguna po ng Assistant Director namin for Investigation at Assistant Director for Intelligence po.
Nabanggit mo ang team leader at assistant team leader ng Special Task Force. Sino naman ang mga miyembro ng Special Task Force kung iyong nalalaman?
Your Honor, hindi po sino, kundi ito po ay mga grupo, specific units po. Isa na po rito ang National Capital Region Division namin, ang Cybercrime Division po namin, ang aming pong OCTD, Organized Crime, Transnational Crime Division, ang TID po at ang CFD.
Mr. Witness, nabanggit mo ang National Capital Region Division. Ano ang dahilan at isinama ang National Capital Region Division sa miyembro ng Special Task Force kung iyong nalalaman?
Sapagkat ang pag-iimbestiga po at ang continuing na surveillance ay tungkol sa banta sa kaligtasan po ng ating Pangulo at ang primerong opisina at tirahan po ng ating Pangulo ay nasa National Capital Region, kung kaya naman po ating pong isinama rito ang National Capital Region bilang miyembro po ng Special Task Force na ito.
Mr. Witness, binanggit mo din kanina ang Cybercrime Division. Ano naman ang dahilan kung iyong nalalaman? Bakit ginawang miyembro ng Special Task Force ang Cybercrime Division?
Ang Cybercrime Division po ay kasama dito sa task force na ito sapagkat marami po ngayon na banta na pumapasok po sa ating Pangulo sa pamamagitan po paggamit ng social media platform at ang CCD po, sila po yung may karanasan at kaalaman po na sapat para bantayan po ang mga bantang papasok dito sa pang-araw-araw po.
Mr. Witness, binanggit mo din ang Organized Transnational Crime Division. Ano naman ang dahilan at isinama ito sa Special Task Force kung mayroon man?
Hindi naman po lingid sa atin na ang ating Pangulo ay may mga pagkakataon na lumalabas ng ating bansa at nagbabiyahe na kung saan ay kaatim pa rin pong tungkulin na bantayan ang kanyang seguridad kahit siya ay nasa labas sa ating bansa. At ang ating pong Organized Transnational Crime Division, sila po yung merong ugnayan sa ating pong mga counterparts sa iba't ibang bansa upang ating pong maisiguro ang kaligtasan po ng ating pong Pangulo habang siya ay nasa labas ng ating bansa.
Mr. Witness, kasama sa iyong binanggit ang Technical Intelligence Division. Ano naman ang dahilan at kasama ito sa miyembro ng STF kung mayroon man?
Napaka-importante po ng role ng TID, ng Technical Intelligence Division, sapagkat ang mga banta po na katulad ng pumapasok po sa ating Pangulo ay nangangailangan po ng masusi at malawak na intelligence network. At ang TID po natin, sila po ang may karapatan dito at nagpuproseso ng mga ganito pong gawain.
Bilang huli, Mr. Witness, binanggit mo din ang Digital Forensic Laboratory Division. Ano naman ang dahilan at isinama ito sa miyembro ng Special Task Force?
Importante po ang kanilang role dito sa task force na ito sapagkat lahat po ng mga ebidensya na ating makakalap, lalong-lalo na nakailangan pong idaan sa forensics o pagsusuri na technical, sila po ang dibisyon na maaari pong gumawa ng pagsusuri na ito.
Maraming salamat sa iyong paglilinaw kaugnay ng komposisyon ng Special Task Force. Mr. Witness, anong mga pagkakataon kailangan ng NBI bumuo ng task force kung iyong nalalaman?
Ang pagbuo ng task force ay yung mga immediate po na pangangailangan nating tugunan. Isa po yan. Pangalawa po rito ay kung isa ng malawakan ang isang bagay na kailangan nating tugunan at imbestigahan. At ang task force din po, kaya po ganyan kalawak kung makikita ninyo, ay kung ang nasasakupan po nito ay hindi lamang iisang lugar. At yung pong mga seryosong banta, na katulad ng banta sa ating Pangulo, ganitong task force po ang pakiramdam namin na kinakailangan.
Mr. Witness, balikan ko ang Special Task Force na iyong binuo. Kanina, ibinahagi mo ang komposisyon nito. Ano ang iyong partisipasyon bilang NBI Director kung meron man sa investigasyon ng Special Task Force?
Nakasad po dyan sa administrative order na yan na ang patuloy na pakikipag-ugnayan po sa Office ng Director at patuloy na pag-uulat kung ano man po ang kanilang nakikita o namomonitor at lalong-lalo na po kung may specific po na kailangan kaagad matugunan ay dapat pong ipaalam sa opisina po ng Office ng Director.
Balikan natin ang Special Task Force na binuo sa ilalim ng AO number 11, Mr. Witness. Ano ang nagtulak sa'yo, kung mayroon man, upang buuin ang Special Task Force na ito?
Ang akin na po nabanggit, ang malinaw na banta at planong pagpatay po sa ating Pangulo na para sa amin po sa law enforcement, ito ay nag-transcend na sa banta po sa ating national security. Sapagkat anuman pong banta sa ating Pangulo ay banta sa seguridad ng ating bansa. Sapagkat ito'y magdudulot ng kaguluhan, ng ligalig at destabilisasyon po sa ating pong gobyerno at sa ating pong bansa.
Nabanggit